Hi everyone and welcome to my presentation. This presentation will explore working interculturally with migrants living in Ireland and how using a visual assessment tool called the Culturogram can aid social care professionals in working effectively with these and other groups of people. This presentation will briefly discuss the following: intercultural competence, cultural differences, concept of the other, concept of the gaze, intercultural communication, cultural safety, and finally we will look at culturograms. Culture remains to be understood as exotic, a concept which does not relate to ourselves but is seen as different, and those who are different are seen to be part of a different culture. However, this is not the case. Culture is all around us, and it is important to show intercultural competence as social care professionals. According to Rubin and Keeley, intercultural competence involves a set of skills which allows a person to show empathy, be non-judgmental, be open, show respect, be tolerant of ambiguity, perform role behaviours, and interactively manage. Cultures can vary in many different ways. Cohen-Emmerich states there are 5 main areas of difference. These include attitudes and beliefs about people's own bodies and other people's bodies, understanding of space and time, family structures, rules of social interaction, ways in which people offer or ask for help, religion or spirituality, and cultural change. A migrant is defined as a person who moves from one place to another in order to find work or better living conditions. It is important to recognise migrants as humans who for one reason or another have decided to move from a different country. They may differ in their beliefs, attitudes and values, but these differences do not make them any less human. We are living in an ever-increasing multicultural society. According to the 2011 census, there was over 544,000 migrants living in Ireland. As a result of the European migrant crisis, it is expected that this number will increase significantly. It is for that reason that we need to develop awareness of and approaches for working interculturally. The National Action Plan Against Racism, developed by the Department of Justice in 2005, was a major step in recognising the diverse society in which we live and designing a clear plan for diversity. However, migrants are still often discriminated against and are seen as people who come to our country, take our jobs, but never contribute to society or local communities. Migrants are often viewed as the other. The other is an individual who is perceived by the in-group as not belonging and being different in some fundamental way. Migrants are seen as lesser and lacking essential characteristics possessed by the in-group. The concept of the gaze, first described by Jacques Lacan, describes a desire to look and a desire to be seen. Migrants may be seen as objects, which in turn affects their ability to engage in society and their sense of entitlement. As a result, people start to self-govern, which results in a disconnection from their own culture and identity. They no longer feel secure about their place in the world. Effective intercultural communication is key to working with migrants. There are many barriers to intercultural communication, and an awareness of these can lead to strategies to overcome the same. Barriers can include language and stereotypes. Professionals need to continuously reflect on their own communication skills and be aware of cultural differences. One method of working effectively is an awareness of cultural safety. Migrants have experienced their identity and beliefs belittled by service providers. This is a form of cultural unsafety. And another example of this is when migrants are asked to attend a particular service, which results in them being expected to adapt to the culture of a foreign organisation. Jessica Bell poses the question: what can we do to create culturally safe environments and encounters? Cultural safety when working with migrants enables professionals to respectfully engage, support and protect members of all cultures. There are 5 principles of cultural safety. The first principle is process, which aims to ensure equality and dignity for all involved. It is important to listen to migrants and hear their voices in order to provide the best possible support or service. Positive purpose encourages social care professionals to avoid negative labelling and focus on strengths of each individual, family or community. The aim should never be to cause harm to any individual or group. Thirdly, partnerships focus on working in collaboration with others. Problems are solved together and decisions are made together. The fourth principle is personal knowledge. This principle guides professionals to know who they are themselves, to have an awareness of their own cultural affiliations. It also guides professionals to recognise oppression and take action. Protocols which guides professionals in reciprocity. It is important to remember learning goes both ways. Professionals working with migrants should ask questions about the individual's background and culture. This in turn will lead to a greater rapport and understanding of the individual's needs. One tool I came across during my research on intercultural approaches was the culturogram. This is a tool which can be used when working with families or individuals to learn more about their culture. The culturogram plays an important part in getting to know the family and value their multidimensional cultural perspective. It is important to understand that culture is a broad concept and is different for each individual. The culturogram is a diagram consisting of the following elements: reason for relocation, legal status, time in community, language spoken at home and in the community, health beliefs, impact of trauma and crisis events, contact with cultural and religious institutions, holidays, food and clothing, oppression, discrimination, bias and racism, education and work values, and values about family. The culturogram and similar approaches used to gather data from migrant families can assist social care professionals in developing relationships and trust. This is also a tool which can be adapted to work with other groups of people, such as youth, early years, and older people. Thank you for listening to my presentation. I will now answer any questions you may have.